Good day to you all. I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes, and only a few minutes, about problem-solving strategies and how through doing a few simple steps you can have a much better chance of answering the question that you see on a test or a quiz correctly. These aren't the most exhaustive list available, but I figured that these are the easiest ones to do. They're the ones that make the most sense, and they're the ones that can create the best routine for you in answering word problems. You'll notice that you don't see any word problems here because this is really just a conceptual review, and I encourage you to take what you've learned here and apply it to whatever word problems you're working on. It doesn't matter what topic it is. It could be math, it could be science, it could be anything. These will all be fairly relevant to most content. As always, if you need to take a moment to pause and copy things down, please feel free. I'll duck my head out of the way for a second, but after that, I'll get started talking about some of these. That's my foot. Alrighty, I guess you're working straight through. Let's take a look at some of these. When I solve a word problem, I want to make sure I read the question carefully. I want to make sure I read it twice carefully. If I need to, I want to read it 3 times carefully. I want to make sure that I get all the information that I need out of the question by reading the entire question. I always say to highlight the important information, whether it be with an actual highlighter, with my pencil, circling the important information, underlining the important information, a colored pencil, it doesn't matter what it is. You want to make the important numbers and other words stand out so that you can use them to your advantage to get the correct answer. Number 3, look for WTMM. What is that? If you've been in class for a while, you may have heard me say words that mean math. Look for words that mean math. Think about things that are quite obvious, like sum. Look at things like times. Okay? Split up. Okay? About. Okay? There are many phrases that we've talked about and that you will learn over time that relate to math operations. My encouragement to you is to take the information that you've already gained, the experiences that you've already gained, and use those every time you solve a word problem. Look for that word that means a math operation. Closest answer, best answer. Looking at things like difference, left, more than, less than. All these things tell you what math to do. We always want to show our work, and we always want to check our work. By showing our work, we can go back and fix our work if we make a mistake. And if we check our work, we may be at a better possibility of not making a mistake. So these are all for a reason. These are not just to make more work for you. These are to make sure that you get credit for the work that you're doing. Let's take a look at some other ones, and only a few other ones. Hopefully I don't drop this on my head. And success. All right. When in doubt, write it out. When in doubt, draw it out. Having a picture to describe a question can be very helpful for some folks. Not for everybody, but for some of you. I encourage you to try it. If it works, then continue to try it. If it doesn't work, then let's figure out another way for you to understand the questions. Okay? Estimating is a great way to find a close answer and maybe to get rid of some of the trash answers that may be there. Usually when we have multiple choice questions, we have answers that don't make any sense. So I think it's important that we try to get rid of the things that don't make any sense so that we have a better chance of picking what does make sense. Does my answer make sense? And this should be the last one. This should be one of the first ones. But when I'm working through a question, if I come up with an answer that is completely off base from what the question is asking, I need to go back and start over again. Or I need to go back and figure out where my mistake is. If I see that my answer makes sense, I am a little more comfortable with answering whatever the answer needs to be. And I can only know that if I'm looking at my work and I'm checking my work and I'm looking at maybe an estimation to see if my estimate is close to my actual answer. Okay? We have a lot of strategies here, and I don't expect you to memorize them overnight, but I expect you to try them, to use them, to get some experience with them, and if they can help you to get closer to a correct answer, then it's all been for a good reason. If there are other ones that you would like to share with the class or share with me, I'd be happy to hear them. I'd be happy to see them in Edmodo. I'd be happy to hear them in class. Let's continue the dialogue about problem solving. Let's continue to increase our comprehension skills and continue practicing word problems. Have a great day.